Hi, I'm Mark Rotella. I write about Italian and Italian American culture, but most of all, I'm passionate about food. I also teach classes on food writing, but what excites me is the point where food and culture meet. I'll be taking you across the country through landmark Italian American restaurants to show how they have completely influenced what we think of as American and Italian cuisine. Welcome to Red Sauce. Today, we are heading to Angelo's restaurant in Lyndhurst, New Jersey, known for their homemade manicotti, lobster, and shrimp and biscuits. Angelo's was opened in 1952 by Angelo Piccirillo. It was first located on Freeman Street before moving to its current location on Ridge Road in 1966. The restaurant has been the setting for several movies and commercials, including The Kill Room, starring Uma Thurman and Samuel L. Jackson, and it was the first of Budweiser's How You Doing commercials.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I just got here today. My brother-in-law picked me up at the airport, and the people sure are nice.
Nice people.
Lyndhurst, which was founded in 1852, has a population of 22,000 and is just 12 miles from New York City. For me, Lyndhurst is synonymous with the singer Lou Monte, known to generations of Italian Americans throughout the country for his string of Italian-themed hits in the 1950s and 60s. Hits such as Lazy Mary, Peppino the Italian Mouse, and that great fun Christmas hit, Dominic the Italian Christmas Donkey. He even gives a shout out to Lyndhurst and his 1954 Italian version of the Darktown Strutter's Ball. Angelo passed away in 2013, and now his restaurant is owned and run by his daughters Lisa Piccirillo and Diana Iacolano, who we will be talking with today. We are at Angelo's with Diane and Lisa, sisters, co-owners of Angelo's. I came to Angelo's for the first time only back in December. It was one of the most delicious meals I've had, and I absolutely love the setting of this restaurant. This wasn't the original place, was it?
Yeah, it was halfway down. This side street is Freeman Street. It was halfway down the block. He moved here in '66. This was a supermarket. They totally gutted it. He designed it. They had it built, and with a few exceptions, it looked exactly like it does now.
It's a beautiful spot. It really has this feeling of a warm family environment where people can come here, become acquainted. It's just a really great environment. What was your father's philosophy in creating this restaurant and this atmosphere?
I think he just wanted some place that served really good food and that was welcoming to people. Yeah. And he considered everyone like his friend, and family. Yeah. And that's why so many families come, like even now, and have their, birthdays, anniversaries, christenings, whatever, they do it here.
From his menu to the decor, Angelo's family has created a timeless experience at his restaurant. Here, we talk to folks who've made Angelo's their home. Leo, who we just met, how long have you been coming here?
My first time here was 1967, down on Freeman Avenue.
What made you decide to come here? Was this the place to go?
I thought he was going to treat me.
So what is it that keeps you guys together?
The Italian food is good. It's so good.
The recipe is the same today as it was in 1967.
Our first dish of the evening was the shrimp and biscuit. Golden fried shrimp served over toasted Italian bread and covered in Angelo's spicy, rich marinara. Here's our first course. I want to say cheers.
Cheers.
Chin chin. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for thinking of us.
Let's start off with the shrimp and biscuit. How did this come about? Tell us about it.
I think this was sort of a Little Italy dish, like back in the day, that my father made his own. It's fried shrimp, is breadcrumbs and fried, and then you can get it with either sweet, medium, or hot sauce. This is the medium, so try it.
Let's dig in. I'm going to serve you two first.
Diane and I were talking about how we didn't eat these dishes at home, and we thought, it must be that my father, just saw the dishes that were being served, as Diane said, Little Italy, and adapted them for, his restaurant.
people left Little Italy for the New Jersey or Long Island or suburbs, came out here, and maybe they wanted the same meals, the same flavors. All right, I'm gonna try the biscuit first. I don't know why. Oh, I love it. What a great consistency. I like the bite. It's a solid sauce.
The shrimp are tender. There's a little bit of a crunch on the outside with that.
There are regulars that have been coming here for 50 plus years, and they've never had anything other than the shrimp.
I want to know a little bit about the sauce without giving away any secrets. What is it that makes it so rich and thick?
You know, olive oil, tomatoes, tomato paste. Pretty much that's it. There's no garlic in it. There's the oil that they steep red pepper in that gives it its heat, and it's...
So you make your own hot oil then?
Yes.
That's what you put in the sauce?
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
So long time I come in 1973, July. I got it for 52 years. I work up here for Angelo.
Yeah, I started washing dishes and then become a cook. When the chef retired, so start training me and then I became in charge.
Since more 14 years, yes. But I work there as washer. I work here at the pastas.
Working here for over 40 years.
40 years?
Yes, come on. Let me story, come on. Come on. 38 years.
38 years? How did you find Angelo's?
How did I find Angelo's?
Yes.
They find me.
Artichoke oreganata lucia is a go-to antipasto at Angelo's. The dish is a savory combination of breadcrumbs, garlic, and fresh oregano on top of tender sautéed artichoke hearts. Tell me about this dish. This is the artichokes.
Right, that's one of the newer items on the menu. The artichokes, oreganata lucia, actually. That was my mother's name. And this was something that my mother made at home for my father. She kind of deconstructed the stuffed artichoke with artichoke hearts. And my father loved them. After my father passed away, when we added menu items, for the most part, we put a lot of thought into it, trying to come up with things that he would have approved of. Things that either that he ate at home or things that he ate out, things that he would have liked. This is one example.
Oh, this is wonderful. This is totally delicious. Shortly after our meal, I go to sit down at the bar and talk to a couple of Angelo's regulars, Frank and Billy. The two have been coming to Angelo's since they were in high school, and the restaurant has been a cornerstone of their lives for meeting friends and family and even conducting business.
I have a lot of stories about my relationship with Angelo, the founder and the owner. I've been coming here since I'm knee-high. Actually went to the old location, was fascinated by their old jukebox when I was a little kid. And then I thought when they moved here that this was like the most fancy restaurant I would ever experience in my life.
When I was 5, 6 years old, going back to the original restaurant down the street. And my dad would order for the table. It was my brother and I, and my mom and my dad. We'd get there 6:30 on the clock. And I could remember an old Miller High Life sign above the door, spinning. I used to watch that clock, and I couldn't wait to get out of there because I hated all the food.
The first time they ever added chicken to the menu, the transformer across the street blew out, and they lost electricity, and then it was a thunderstorm, so I said, your father's looking down and saying, I told you not to serve chicken, so.
I grew up with it, got to love it, and we came here, and years went by, and I said to Angelo one time, a few years back, and I said, Ange, let's get this scungio back on the menu. Oh no.
I've had 100 people in here, no exaggeration. People from all over the country who've eaten at the finest restaurants anywhere, or come from traditional Italian families. I said, if you had a manicotti here, it's the best you're ever gonna have. And I could say that, and after they have it, they say, you're right, okay? Because somebody will say, oh, my mother makes the best. No, I'm telling you.
When you ate here, it tasted like home or your grandmother's house.
Right.
So the manicotti, the ravioli, the linguine olio, Right. It tasted exactly the same, so there was no adjusting to the flavors. When there was no manicotti, you couldn't. There were times you couldn't
if you came too late,
you had no manicotti.
There was only a certain amount on every day.
You couldn't get it to go.
If you
at certain
came,
points.
if you came late, sorry. So or they tell you right away. They come running over and say we got one left. You know?
Manicotti is a true Italian American dish. The thin crepe is filled with rich ricotta and is covered and baked with a smooth marinara. In Italian, manicotti means little sleeves. This is Angelo's signature dish, and I'm very excited to try it.
And here is the famous manicotti. Tell us a little bit about this. You already told us a little bit about that your mother would make this.
She made them at home from day one.
I'm going to give you...
Not made with pasta. It's actually a crepe.
We actually have 6 different tomato sauces. There's the 3 sauces that go on the shrimp, the sweet, medium, and hot. There's this sauce that's on the manicotti and like chicken parm, eggplant. There's the meat sauce, which isn't a bolognese, that's on the pastas. And there's a marinade sauce.
I have to say, I'm just going to try this right here. It's almost like eating delicious cushions of air.
And of course the cheese it's not straight ricotta.
We don't put mozzarella in our cheese mix, and I think that helps it be light. Mother would make it at home, and my father would bring it down, and he would make like only so many a day. And one night he had like a little fender bender, like getting onto the parkway, and like the police were called. He wasn't concerned about the car or himself. He just wanted to make sure that the manicotti that were in the back seat were still in one piece. That kind of history that has followed this dish like all along.
It reminds me of the scene in The Godfather. It's like, take the cannoli. Leave the gun, take the cannoli. So it's like, leave the car, take the manicotti.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. So this is the lobster tails oreganata.
Tell me about this dish. How long has it been on the menu? And this must be one of the popular ones.
This has been on from the beginning. And I looked at the old menu from Freeman Street today. This, exactly like this, was $3.50.
$3.50. That's
$3.50. Yeah, that was it.
I love lobster. I absolutely love lobster.
It's really tender.
This is absolutely delicious.
There's butter in the sauce. You can see it.
It's
and on it.
Yeah.
There's like a pat of butter they put on it. But these breadcrumbs don't have cheese.
No.
Right? Because that's a distinction that you have to make. The breadcrumbs with cheese.
Yes, absolutely.
And the breadcrumbs without cheese.
Right.
And you don't want
to put the cheese on the fish.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
So many people here got yelled at for putting cheese on their garlic and oil or their clam sauce or their shrimp.
And my father had such familiarity with the customers that he would not think twice about going over to so-and-so's table if he saw them putting cheese on clam sauce or their aglio olio and actually yelling at them for it.
Yes.
Most people took it well. And, that was just Angelo.
That's all right. I'm going to guess this is the Italian cheesecake.
Yes. That Lyndhurst pastry shop across the street makes for us, along with the rum cake. And it's just delicious. And I think ours is set apart because we warm it.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love all these connections, and I love that these Italian establishments are working together. They're all, this is part of the community, part of the Italian fabric. A shout out to Lyndhurst Bakery.
Yes. And lemon.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. Wow.
Angelo's Ristorante is a prominent part of Lyndhurst as a whole. With its enticing menu of timeless Italian American dishes and its classic inviting dining room and bar, Angelo's gives its patrons more than a satisfying dining experience. It welcomes them into the heart of Lyndhurst's Italian American community.
Thank you once again for having us in here and for sharing your stories with us.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Mark Rotella. Join us for another episode of Italian Landmark Restaurants in Red Sauce. Salud.